What's up, everybody in the YouTubes? This is Professor returning back with another video / episode of the Ace Attorney side of things. And we're doing the first trial in Turnabout Samurai, trying to clear Will Power's name. October 18th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 4.
The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please.
The prosecution will show their course that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendants, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer at Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact.
I see. Very well, I would like you to move on to your testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness.
First, I would like to call a familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Yeah, Gumshoe. Detective, if you would briefly describe the case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain it with this guide map here. To understand the case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of the action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. Sorry, the security lady that works at the studios was hit at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there's a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. ¿Qué fue? No voy. This is where the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people there. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and the young woman, the production assistant. Oh, Gumshoe, I thought you were gonna say their names, man. I mean, Penny Nichols' name. But before I move on, I didn't talk about the new characters in the last few parts, but I will now. And let's start with the Monday Old Bag. The Japanese, Taru Oba, and the French, Frave It's what? sorry if I butcher these names. In the Japanese, it's Oba-san, which means grandma. Or it might be, it might come from Obaka, which means a big idiot. And the French is like Oche, which is pretty much a rough translation of old bag. Willpowers. Sarugo Niboshi or Gustavo Leone. In the Japanese, it's kanji. It's the kanji roughly like, even though something is small, it can still have the dream of a star, of being a star. And well, it's Noboshi. And Saburo pretty much means that Willpowers might be the youngest in his family. In the French, Gustavo Leonard, Varonet, which means at will, which pretty much corresponds to his English name. Jackhammer, or Takeshi Iburuko, or Jacques Hammer in French. It's pretty much the same thing in English, his French name. Ibukoro means stomach or torso, which is where he was stabbed. And last but not least, for now, penny nickels. Yumiko Mamiya in the Japanese, or Isue Rosen in the French. Mamiya might be like maniac or like a fanatic or something like that. In the French, it's like pretty much like a rough translation of decimal part of the euro, which pretty much corresponds to penny nickels' English name. While the production staff were in the employee area up until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to later that day, around 5 p.m. The production staff came to the studio once to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say that the rehearsal was canceled. The time of death was 2:30. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the mortar weapon. That's the case, in brief. Anyone like to hear it again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? I don't see why not. I'm sorry, could you describe that one more time? I should have known it would be you, pal. Fine, once more for the mentally challenged lawyer. Yeah, live it up while you can, Gumshoe. The employee area. The actors did a run through of the action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. Security lays at what? 1 p.m. I just wanted to see if it was there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and the young woman, the production assistant. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing verbatim. Anyway. Yeah, this little section is a colossal waste of time. Okay. No, we're good, Gumshoe. I think I can probably remember that.
So the murder weapon was a spear? How medieval.
Samurai spear added to the court record. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station say?
Understood.
Let's call the security officer to the stand. And this is where the one-sided romance starts, isn't it? Will the witness declare her name?
Oh my, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered.
Yep, one-sided romance. Your name, please.
Oh dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma.
Your name, please. Seems Andrea has a bit of trouble getting this witness to say their name.
Wind the old bag, dearie.
Yep, blah blah blah. What? Objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness.
Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand and creeping out the prosecution as well. I was just getting to the good part, dearie.
Perhaps we can get to the testimony.
Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes, I was. To get to the scene of the murder, someone will have to pass you by. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony.
She sure is one heck of an old bag. Witness's account.
On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run through there since the morning. Well, I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5 o'clock. Now the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me, because a certain man walked by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio.
You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor? Yes, Your Honor. The witness's account. Man, the good thing Winston Payne isn't the prosecution in this case, or my voice would be shot by the end of the